This week on Not Another Shooting Show.
I do have a PCC, but that is not a rifle.
This is my squirrel belt.
The waves are terrible in Idaho.
Because no one's going to hit me.
Do you throw magazines?
So before I answer, what's the cutoff?
He's Jeff King. I'm Andy Erickson. This is Not Another Shooting Show. We go to Glendale, Arizona, where a man accidentally shot himself while driving through Glendale on Saturday night. This was actually a couple weeks ago. This happened on it's dated July 4th. Officers responded to the area of 83rd and Camelback Road just before 8 p.m. on the 4th of July after a security card reported a shooting victim. The man had been driving near 95th and Glendale when he accidentally discharged a firearm, striking himself. Despite the injury, he was able to drive his vehicle more than 3 miles to Camelback Road, urgent care, to seek medical attention. He was transported from the scene to a nearby hospital. Oh God, I hate print news stories anymore. God damn. It's so dumb. Like it's adding in a generalized version of the detail I just read. Gah. Anyway.
Well, it also doesn't make sense that. Anyways.
He literally drove himself to the hospital, and then he was transported from the scene to a nearby hospital. The police are confirming that the injuries are considered non-life-threatening. Well, yeah, when you put one through your foot, you're going to bleed some, but it's usually not life-threatening as long as you stop the bleeding at some point. Anyway. At some point. Eventually, you know.
Maybe have a snack, grab a drink.
Yeah.
Stop at Runza.
Runza.
Making really, really localized references.
Very, very, very Nebraska reference there. There was a Runza just down the street from me. It's now a dentist's office.
Aww.
Mm-hmm. It closed down. It actually quit being a Runza before I even moved into this neighborhood, and that was 18 years ago. So,
that explanation didn't work.
We have a guest. We're being rude. We need to get to our guest. But before we get to our guest, patreon.com/notanothershootingshow. It's only $3.57 a month, and you'll get all of the second episode every single week. I have read 507 comps, and they're a steal of a deal. If you want one, go to notanothershootingshow.com and add to cart, and you'll see what the discount is. Let's see. Not Another Shooting Show on YouTube. You can go see a stage breakdown from Rushmore and see what the stages actually looked like instead of just listening to us talk about them on an audio-only program. r/NASS on Reddit. MW Activewear, the finest jerseys you can get for your match. Cops match in Des Moines coming up this weekend, July 26th. Illinois section is August 15th and 16th. In Havana, Illinois, Minnesota section is August 29th and 30th. And I have to scroll down to find the guy who asked me to talk about the Wisconsin match, and now I'm not finding it, and I'm so sorry that I don't have it. My bad, sir, whoever you were. Damn it. I did it again. Anyway.
Oh, we are useless.
Yeah. Because I forgot the name of the guy who sent it to me, and now I can't find it. Son of a bitch!
Send it again, homie.
Send it again, bud. I'm sorry. That is totally my bad. We have a guest this week. On the show, he joins us from the crazy fast shooting state of Idaho, where it's all go, no quit, balls out, fast as you can, all the freaking time. Sam Matt joining us on the podcast. Thank you for joining the show, Matt. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Boy, you sound great. It sounds like somebody sent you a microphone that works really well.
Uh-huh. You hear that, Jay Beal? Uh-huh.
Okay, here's the deal.
Homie.
It dawned on me, like, I had just gotten my mic back from Carson Armsbury. He recorded from where he lives in Rapid City, and I had it, and I'm like, wait a minute. I think it was it Tuesday or Wednesday last week? I was like, hey, do you have a USB mic? If not, I'm thinking about sending you one, because I looked on Pirate Ship. If you don't use Pirate Ship to ship stuff, you're doing it wrong, because it's so cheap. And it was only $18 to 2-day air it to Idaho. So I'm like, hell yeah, for good audio on the podcast, hell yeah, I'll send that out there. So, you're from Idaho, so we have to ask this question. Who the fuck is Sam Matt?
Well, yeah, I don't know. Guess I'm still trying to figure it out.
Just trying to find yourself.
Making your way
Yeah,
in the
find my-
world today takes everything you got. Oh, wait. You're not going to get that reference. You're way too young for that.
First, we're talking about the old school rotary telephones. Now we've got-
Yeah. No, I'm so old. There was this television show called Cheers back in the day, Sam.
A television
I've
is that
seen-
thing we used to watch things on before we
Yeah.
had phones.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Before phones and iPads. Yeah.
Cheers is the one. There's a bar, right? They all go to the bar.
It's a bar
I've seen
one.
part of it.
Yeah.
I seen part of one episode.
Yeah, part of that's literally it. Yeah.
Well, one of the like defining TV shows of an era.
Yeah.
I think I watched the intro and then I didn't watch the rest.
The intro is a downer because it's just like artwork, I think. There's no actual people in it. Anyway, so you're a guy who shoots fast in Idaho, and that's it. That's all you do. You shoot fast, you eat, you sleep.
Shoot fast, and then we have slow internet.
Shoot fast and slow internet. Yeah.
You can only have so many fast things. Internet's didn't make the cut.
Well, that is one of the advantages of our show is we're audio only. So we're not trying to deal with sending a bunch of video back and forth either. So
we're fast as fuck, boys.
Yeah, that definitely helps with the audio. So you have only been shooting some people will join USPSA, but they were shooting for a while before that. I looked you up. You joined USPSA like January of 24. Were you shooting long before that, or did you pretty much start not long before that?
I didn't get a member number for like almost a year.
Okay. That
so
makes more
that's why
sense when I look at your classification record.
Yeah, my first match was 2023. I think in April or May, sometime in the spring.
Okay.
But I'd done shooting, like practical shooting stuff, not ever in a match, but stuff that's sort of in that style. Like I knew what hit factor was. I'd been shooting on a shot timer for a few years before my first match. But
how or why did you know what hit factor was? I've never heard anybody know what hit factor was before they started shooting USPSA.
From T-Rex Arms, actually.
Oh.
They came out with drills. You could print out the diagrams from their website, if I remember correctly, but it was scored points divided by time. So
That actually makes all the sense in the world. So there's a question Jeff had written in a little further down the list. I know you know what I'm referring to.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jeff. Ask the question.
So were you attacked hard when getting into guns?
I don't know if I'd say full tacked hard, but I definitely. I mean, I may or may not have a helmet somewhere.
I was about to say, do you have a bump helmet?
Now, have I ever worn it to a match before? No, I've joked around that I'm going to whip out the helmet for a match just because, But I did see. I shot a local today, and there was somebody wearing a helmet and
But full kit.
He didn't have a vest on, but he had the battle belt and the helmet, and I was like, "Oh yeah, brother! Thank you for your service."
So you just clear your house with a bump helmet and underwear and a fucking rifle?
That's all you really need, right?
Yeah. Are there nods on your helmet?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe not.
honestly,
Maybe go fuck yourself.
The justification for the helmet.
I'm from North Idaho originally, so that's where I learned to shoot. So even farther north than Adam Grimm. So
Oh, okay. So like
doesn't-
almost Canada
doesn't-
north?
almost Canada.
Is that where you got your mustache from? Was living up there?
No, that came later.
Why you sound so sad about that?
I don't know. I like the mustache. I had a goatee before, and then I shaved it off as a joke and left the mustache, and then the first thing somebody said was, "Oh, thank God you got rid of that meth goatee." And so I haven't been able to bring it back.
Isn't it rough? I had a goatee, accidentally shaved part of it, getting ready for my mother's funeral. Went to my mother's funeral clean shaven, and one of my sister's friends goes, "You look better with facial hair." And I was like, "Not the time."
Just kicking you while you're down.
Right? You're like, "Well, fuck me, I guess."
Well, I married my wife with a goatee, and then
so it's all uphill from there. You can't do anything wrong.
but
It only gets better.
But wait, there's more.
There's more.
I had a full beard and long stringy hair, and my wife said, "You need to shave and cut your hair."
He was looking a little like John Correa.
And I don't look like fucking John Correa. And I was like, well, why? Why are you so averse to the facial hair? I just thought it was the facial hair itself. And she just goes, you look old. She had a point, because my beard is like almost completely white. And then I think it was at Great Plains, I was totally clean shaven, and Craig Oakenfuss sees me. He's like, oh my God, you look 10 years younger, clean shaven. And I was like, oh, okay, my wife was right. Shit. Okay, fine.
Wait,
Anyway.
is John Correa the active self-protection guy?
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
No way.
Yeah, do I look anything like him?
Hold on, I'm looking up a photo of him. Wait, so he has... I thought he's clean shaven now.
He is now.
Oh, okay.
He got
looks
skinny
way
and
better.
shaved.
Oh,
When he
looks
was
way
chubby,
better
he
when
had a
his
beard. I'm trying to even find a picture
Yeah.
of you on your socials, and I'm actually sitting here going, what does he even look like? I'm aware that there's a mustache. Oh, I found a video. Oh, okay. That is a stash. It's not the finest stash I've ever seen, but it's a stash. Is it like all curled out now, though? Like that was a
No.
little older.
No, I trim it.
Okay, you've got like a cop stash.
Yeah, it's no Jay Beal stash. But
Hello, fellow high schoolers.
Yeah.
Oh God! So you're rocking a bump helmet, a battle belt with nods, and a fucking cop mustache.
Oh no! I haven't worn the. I don't think I've put the helmet on since the mustache. That's how long it's been.
Oh, okay.
Like I have the helmet. I don't wear the helmet anymore.
There's just different eras. There's the helmet era.
Yes.
There's some mustache era.
Yeah, like that's when I used to shoot rifles. I don't shoot rifles anymore. I wish I still shot rifles. They're a bunch of fun, but I don't have time to shoot rifles anymore.
Well, you can go shoot PCC. Like you don't have to.
I do have a PCC, but that is not a rifle, sir.
It's got 3 points of contact.
I don't think that's what defines a rifle. If the rifle, my PCC has a 5-inch barrel. Okay, it has a shorter barrel than my Glock does. And I'm pretty sure it weighs the same. I'm pretty sure it's like a 30-ounce PCC.
I mean, that's fair, but it just depends what the ATF says.
I'm surprised, as far as PCCs go, I'm surprised that kind of PCC, SBR, obviously, hasn't gotten more popular in USPSA,
with
as a PCC gun.
Yeah. Mine has
travel
it's a
restriction.
it's a 5-inch barrel, but it's got the shroud, so it's 16 inches. But the actual rifle barrel part's only 5 inches.
I always figured that it would be. I know the SBR rules traveling used to be a pain in the ass. I was listening to some podcasts recently, and I think they are fixed. They fixed that. It's way easier now.
I think it's supposed to be better.
It also requires everyone to just be really fucking cool about some shit and shut the fuck up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. You would think that we could all agree to be cool, right? But no, it's like, I'm gonna be that guy, and I'm gonna police our own. It's like, don't do someone else's job for you for free. Like that's not your job.
No.
Right. Get paid. Wait, that's an interesting question. What is your job? Does it relate to shooting in any way, shape, or form?
I mean, a little bit. I mean, I do the shooting instruction thing, and then I do some work for the state that is kind of boring. I don't really talk a lot about.
Okay.
Gotcha.
But
That's
doesn't
fine.
really relate a lot to shooting. So
No. Because it is funny how many of the very highest end shooters have jobs completely unrelated to shooting, whereas the vast majority of people would be like, oh, you shoot a lot, you must be a cop or a soldier or something. And you're like, nope, an accountant.
yeah, but cops don't shoot a lot.
Yeah.
Right? Well, we know. We are aware.
I mean, people assume that, but I like when people are all, people always like, oh, like why, cops you should be good shooters because that's your job, like And it's like, oh yeah, I was like, you're licensed by the same entity that gave you your driver's license. Like, how many people have driver's licenses that suck at driving? Like, it's the same thing, you know? Like, so the government's stamp of approval doesn't mean very much.
For sure. So being from Idaho, were you always into guns, or was there a thing that got you into guns and shooting? Like, how did that work?
What got me into guns was when I was like 11 years old. My grandpa gave me a .22 and said, "See that squirrel over there? You get to shoot it." And then I did that like 100 times, and I was like, "This is my thing now."
This is my personality.
Yeah. I had a belt that I would put tally marks on for all the ground squirrels I shot, and I'd wear the belt around. Yeah.
How many marks are on it?
Yeah.
Is there any real estate left on the belt?
I think I ran out of room. I was 11 at the time, so the belt wasn't very big, but I think I got to like 75, and then there was no more room on the belt. And then, yeah, I didn't do like notches in the stock. That would have been pretty legit. But
does the belt
I still have that
fit
rifle.
you?
That was my first rifle. No, I don't even think I have the belt anymore.
Oh, okay.
Which is sad.
It'd be cool if you like wore that and shot from appendix for a match. Like, this is my
right.
squirrel belt.
Yeah.
Every one of these notches represents a kill.
Everybody should have a squirrel belt. All right.
And then,
Go ahead. Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
Right. So you started doing the T-Rex thing. Was it just something you found T-Rex through YouTube, or like how did that work? And then the transition to USPSA, was it because he pushed it for a little bit? Was that what got you into it, or was there a secondary thing that led you to the sport?
So that's how I found out about USPSA was through T-Rex. I was working at a gun store, and we had an indoor range, and we would shoot like once a week, just all the employees before we'd open up the shop. And I would set stuff up for us to shoot before work, and a lot of that was influenced from T-Rex arms and that sort of practical shooting style stuff. And when they would put out their content, I think they were always pretty transparent that they were getting their ideas like from practical shooting. And I think they were always like, yeah, go shoot a match. And there weren't any matches that I could find that were near me, but I ended up moving a couple years later down to the Boise area, and there's a bunch of clubs down here, a bunch of good matches. And so that was like, as soon as I moved, I think within 2 weeks, I went to the first match that was hosted after I moved. And I remember like walking down through the bays, like to help with setup and seeing the stages go up. And I remember thinking, I was like, this is the best thing I've ever seen for shooting. Like, this looks like so much fun. And I didn't go into that with like anticipating that I was going to shoot a bunch or like, I went almost a whole year without buying a member number. Like, I wasn't in it for the competition. Like, I was in it to like, oh, I'm going to get better with my carry gun. This is like the way to do it. And I remember seeing, there was a guy on my squad. He was an M class open shooter, and I watched him shoot a stage, and I'd never seen anybody shoot that fast before. And I was like, all right, like this is it. Like, this is where it's at. This is where I need to be.
The first time I ever saw a USPSA match was right after I shot an NRA high power match at a gun club near here. The Sioux Falls Practical Shooters, their bays are just behind like the regular rifle range, and so I was shooting this service rifle match. Actually, I think it was an M1 Grand match, and I heard the pop 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 pop, like all this shooting, and I'm thinking there's like cops doing training with MP5s or something, because it sounded like pistols, but it was the shooting was really fast. And then when we got done and cleaned up, then I walked back there to go see what was going on, and kind of like you, seeing that, I don't know what class the guy was, I just remember it being an open gun, and I'd never really seen an open gun before. It just, all I knew is it looked like something out of Star Wars.
Yeah.
And he's shooting so fast, I could not believe he was actually hitting what he was aiming at. You know, the paper you couldn't tell, but then he shoots a plate rack and it goes ding, 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 ding. And I'm like, holy shit, this is awesome. And from there, I started looking for stuff on the internet. This would have been like around 2013 or 14. And I found, God, what the hell was it? Oh, Top Shot, first of all, I found that because you could watch that like on an app or on demand or something. I don't remember where I found it. And there was that, and then I found 3 Gun Nation. I'm like, oh, the same thing except all 3 guns, which now I realize it could be fun, but it's a giant pain in the balls, and I don't really do it anymore. But on the weekend of Multi-Gun Nationals that we're recording this, and it was sort of the same way. I found it. I thought it was amazing. I was shooting 3-gun and then found out I sucked at pistol, and then just started shooting USPSA to get better at pistol for 3-gun, and then realized, oh, just pistol's way more fun. And yeah, kind of.
Have you shot 3-gun?
I've never shot a full 3-gun match. I've shot a couple of small 3-gun stages, and I thought it was a lot of fun. We shot those. I forget what they're called. Maybe they're toasters. I think. Is that where you shoot
where
the
they throw the
popper?
clays up in the air.
Yeah. We had like 4 of them in a row, so you could go. I only did 2, but I was like, popper, and then clay, popper, clay, and it was a ton of fun. But I don't like shooting shotguns. I don't have time to shoot rifles. I don't have nearly enough time to even think about shooting shotguns.
Shooting shotguns in that context is fun as long as you never have to reload. The reloading is what's not fun. There's nothing fun about reloading a shotgun, at least a tube-fed shotgun.
I agree.
The open shotguns, it's kind of more like trying to throw a wheel on a car. Like, here, let's just get the... It's this giant box you're trying to shove up into a gun. It's very weird.
And then it has like 5 rounds in it, and then you got to do it again.
Or, well, I mean, some of the Vepr pattern guns, they'll have like 25 round magazines that are like 3 feet long. They're ridiculous. And it's this giant curl going back up towards the, it's like they got Peronis or whatever going back up towards the muzzle. So you won Area 1 this year in LO.
I did.
You won Columbia Cascade and CO.
I did.
What the hell went wrong at Washington State?
Well, there's this one guy. You might have heard of him. Hold on, I'll think of his name. Oh, yeah, Christian Seiler. Yeah, that guy's really hard to beat. So
Who?
He sounds like a bitch.
Who are you talking about?
He's some guy. I think he's from Washington. He shoots pretty good.
Oh, okay.
What's the weird Pacific Northwesterners?
Yeah, right?
Wait, does Idaho count as a Pacific Northwest?
It's touching the Pacific Northwest.
I don't think we get claimed. I think we claim.
No, you're in the Mountain West.
Yeah.
The
Mountain Time Zone.
I was just looking up looking up your majors from this year, and dude, you were only like what 1% behind him though. I mean, that had to be a pretty good feeling to finish that close to a guy like that.
Yeah, it was good. He beat me by a lot more than that a couple times last year, so it was good to get close. I shot staff match, and then he was shooting the main match. And
dude, you only lost by 0.31%.
Yeah, it was a close one.
It was like
he had to
5 match points. Jesus.
I guess the last stage was, or the last stage for him was it was a 2-string strong hand, weak hand stage. So he had to pull it off. He had to pull it off on the last string of that stage. Ooh. And I mean, hats off to him. Like he crushed it. He earned every bit of it. So
that would be rough to have that be your final stage.
Yeah, shooting weak hand
to close out a match.
I think it was six rounds, maybe 6 rounds. Weak hand only, one shot per target, 6 targets. I think that's what it was the last string of that stage. But yeah, no, I mean, he pulled it off. So I mean, congrats to him. He earned it for sure.
So how the fuck did you get so good in such a short amount of time?
I think that being like really self-analytical and being very specific, like with your training and knowing exactly like what you're what your objective is, and then coming up with like a plan for how you're going to achieve that is probably the biggest thing. I think a lot of it, for me at least, is dry fire for sure. Just paying really close attention to what I'm doing, and then what the results of what the results of what I'm doing specifically, what those results are, and like how that affects the gun, and then just trying to constantly tweak it to make it better and better and better. And then doing the same thing in live fire, obviously, but yeah, just trying to figure out exactly like where I need to improve, and then coming up with how best to make that happen.
Were you an athlete before you started, or was this your first kind of sports related event?
I always played sports growing up. I played varsity soccer in high school, but it was never really my thing. Like, yeah, I was accustomed to like going to practice every day, but I didn't care about it that much.
But you learned how to use your legs to move in directions.
Oh yeah, I've always
especially soccer. Like Jesus, you're changing directions constantly.
Yeah, I've always done like sports like that. Like growing up, like skateboarding, snowboarding, surfing, wakeboarding, all the things. So always done, like athletics.
Where do you go
like
surfing
that.
in Idaho?
I lived in the jungle in Costa Rica for a little bit.
Really?
Let's go.
Yeah. So did some surfing down there. The waves are terrible in Idaho, so I don't surf in Idaho.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. We have a river wave, but it's not, it sucks. So
Wait, why were you in Costa Rica?
I was, the first time I went, I was 9 years old. And my family just decided, hey, we're gonna pack up and go to Costa Rica.
As one does.
Yeah, right. Yeah, totally normal. I have 3 siblings. We were homeschooled at the time, and my dad could work remotely, and he's like, let's go to Costa Rica. One of my friends said it was cool. He grew up in California surfing, so he's like, yeah, the waves are great in Costa Rica. Let's go there. So yeah, we went there. A year later, we came back, and then we've been back a handful of times.
So your dad's kind of a surfer dude? Would that be?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Now that makes complete sense. Like, hey, let's just
Idaho
go to Costa
surfer dude.
Rica.
Yeah. Now he lives in Idaho.
Interesting.
Where you have to make your waves with a boat.
Yeah, it's not the same.
No, it's not. I hear those wake boats kind of fuck up lakes. Like they're getting
Really?
kind of cranky about them in Minnesota because they kind of mess with things on the bottom of the lake. With those is that what am I calling it the right thing? A wake boat where they take on water and like sink the back end down to make a wave.
Yeah.
To surf on.
I think they they fill up the bags to make one side really heavy.
Yeah. I don't do that. I just sit on an inner tube behind a boat because I'm not skilled enough or able to.
That's probably more fun.
It's pretty fun, actually. Yeah, especially when your brother-in-law is an asshole and tries to get you to collide with the other tube going along.
Yeah.
And sucks you into the wake from another boat that went by. Yeah, it's it's pretty fun. So the live fire part-time thing has sort of become a little bit of a meme. We were talking about it on the last episode a little bit because I'd seen you post about it. I saw Kevin Isaac post about it. And Kevin actually texted me about it today because I had seen a couple posts about it and didn't really dive into it. So I wasn't really understanding the context or how it's supposed to work. I just saw guys shooting fast with a part-time. And I don't know if you heard the episode when we were talking about that, but I was a little perplexed by the concept of it because, well, why not just do it? You get a time and then do it again and try to do it faster. So can you explain, mostly just for my dumbass, what you're doing with the part-time and how it works?
Okay, so the original concept came from Nathan Barnes. So what he did is he would set up sort of like a mock stage. Say it's an 18-round stage, and he would shoot it cold when he got to the range, and he would try to do good on it. And then he would take down the time, say it's 10 seconds. And then for what he did is he said, all right, I'm going to reduce the time by 20%. So now the par time is 8 seconds. And his new goal is to run the stage in 8 seconds. So that's kind of like the original concept. And what we found is that it's impossible. If your
that's
first
a lot.
run is, yeah. So we did that the other day. We reduced it by 20 seconds, and we shot for like 2 more hours, and we didn't even really come close. I think the par time had to be 7 seconds, and when we were like really doing well, we would do like 7.6 or 7.7. So like we were not close to where, and our original run was high 8s. And part of the problem with it was that the first run that we did, we shot it like pretty well. Like if I showed up and I shot that first run in a major, I would be like, yep, that's great. Like not a lot of meat on the bone there. And there really wasn't. But the point of it is, and this might not be helpful for every shooter. So for him and I in particular, it works well because our natural tendency is to just shoot sort of like sights pace, collect points.
You're a turtle by nature.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say he and
I was right. Yes.
he and I tend to be turtles. Like our natural, like our comfort zone is going to be, we're going to shoot the match. We're going to have almost all alphas. We're going to have a handful of Charlies, maybe a delta if something goes wrong. And then, if we completely butcher something, then we'll have penalties. But for the most part, it's really high alpha count, high percentage of points. And so like where we lose is on the time, obviously. So what my theory is that for every stage, there's a cap to how many points you can earn, right? Like there's a maximum amount of points. Like there's only so many targets. Each hit gets you 5 points. That equals a total amount of points. That's it. You can't do any better than getting all the points.
Right.
But there's no cap on the speed. So when you take a classifier, for example, pick any classifier. If your goal, let's say you want to do a 100% GM run on the classifier, that's your goal. Well, look at the stage and then calculate what the hit factor what the hit factor is for 100%, and then give yourself a calculation. If you shoot all alphas, what does the time have to be for you to shoot 100%? Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say the stage. Okay, we shot a match today, and the time was 7 seconds. If I shot all alphas in 7 seconds, then that would give me the percentage that we wanted on that classifier. Okay, well, 7 seconds, it has to be at least 7 seconds. If you go slower than 7 seconds, then it's impossible. It doesn't matter what you shoot on the targets. It's impossible for you to hit that goal. So that is the bare minimum time. Now, if you're planning on dropping points, which I was planning on dropping points, I knew it had to be faster than 7 seconds. So I like to think of like stages, not just classifiers. Classifiers are really nice because we have all this data, right? And you're going to be awarded a percentage score based on that data. But It's the same thing for any stage at a major. Like there's a barrier to entry with the time. And obviously the points have to be there, right? To a certain extent. But the time is just as important, if not more important, in the sport, depending on how fast you are. So the goal with the par time is to get you to shoot faster than you are comfortable with, and faster than you can guarantee points, and force yourself to shoot at that speed. It doesn't matter what the points are at that point, as long as, this is like my caveat to it, like it doesn't matter what the points are, as long as you can articulate, or you can at least remember like what happened when you made a mistake.
Like if you call your bad hits. Like go as fast as you want, as long as you recognize the shitty hits you had,
or what caused the shitty hits.
Oh, okay.
That's like more important. So for example, in the stage that we were doing, you had to shoot. There were 2 pieces of steel. You had to re-engage them. So you shot 4 pieces of steel. If you had a makeup on the steel, it was impossible for you to make the time. So for us, it was like, okay, why bother? Like, if you miss the steal, you have to keep going. Like, that sucks. That's the way it is, though. Like, the goal here is to make the time, but still be able to articulate or remember, like, why you missed the steal, like, what happened. Because we both already know we're more than capable of shooting mostly alphas on the stage, hitting the steal 1 for 1 every time, like, just kind of that, like, boring, consistent performance. The point of that's to, like, step up the aggression, step up the speed. But not to the point. I think the part where people might get it wrong is perceive it as out of control or just like blindly, just blindly shooting at the targets. At the end of our practice, the last time we did this, neither of us had made the par time. So we were about to pack it up and I said, hey, like, let's do one run where we absolutely have to make the par time. That's the objective. The only requirement is we have to shoot at the targets. So you can't have any FTSAs. It doesn't matter. You can have a mic on every single target. You have to shoot at them, and it has to be under the par time. So I did it. I think the par time was 7. I did like a 680 something. And I think I had 3 misses out of 18 rounds. And like, I could remember like why I missed. Like, I remember like one of them was on steel, and it was like, yeah, my dot was not on the steel, but I had to shoot at it anyways to make the time. And yeah, my dot wasn't there. So yeah, no shit, I didn't hit it. And then the other one, it was like, it forced you to like be sprinting at this target that's like 12 yards away while you're shooting at it. And like, yeah, one of those, like, I pulled the gun like down as I was like pumping my arms while I was sprinting. It was like, yeah, like I could see it in the video, like splashes in the dirt, like a foot off the target. I was like, yeah, whatever, but made the time. That was the objective.
Right.
And then what I keep finding is like shooting at that pace, which seems impossible. And it's like, you look at all the targets, like, wow, you still have mostly alphas. And yeah, you have 3 mics and 2 deltas and 5 Charlies, but the rest of them are all alphas. It's like, okay, like, it's not that it's not that hard, but it's like maybe you're a little bit more capable than you realize. But the objective is just to force somebody who who knows they need to go faster, to go faster. So,
and wasn't that what you said, Jeff, the other night when we were
Yes.
talking about this? Like, this sounds like it'd be good for somebody who's a turtle.
Yes, this is exactly. So my past with par times is I used to do a sport called Pro-Am that died at my club, and I didn't kill it.
Wait, I thought Steven said you killed it.
He can say whatever he wants. He never showed up. But I was a turtle. Par times forced me to get out of my turtle realm, and the training you're talking about sounds exactly like the training that I was doing when I trained with Lane Grease a lot. And we didn't really set like a par time, but it was kind of like, hey, your first run need like get all alphas. Do it like you think you can get all alphas, then go faster. And the rule was you only take 1 shot at steel. And that did kind of create a bad habit, but it pushed the speed faster and faster and faster. But yeah, the par time helps turtles more than it helped. Like a fast dude who was going balls to the wall anyways isn't going to find a lot of value out of par times because it's not going fast. It's their problem.
The thing we did when I was down there after Cornhusker, we didn't do part-time, but a thing we did do, I don't think this is a training thing. I think this is a test of your shooting. That's sort of, it's fun, it's silly, but I think there's also some value in it. We literally shut our dots off and then shot the practice stage we were shooting. And I think you went first, didn't you, Jeff?
Yep.
Yeah, Jeff went first, and I think you hit everything on. There were 2 poppers, 2 minis, and you hit everything on the first run. And I'm like, holy shit!
Yep.
Like, I don't think I can do that. And
then you did it.
and then I did it. I took my turn, and on the first run, I hit everything, and the hits on paper were pretty good. I mean, they weren't all alpha or even all alpha Charlie, but I mean, all the hits were on the paper, and I hit the 2 mini poppers on the first shot, and I was just like, holy shit. I didn't know I was capable of that. And then we did it a couple more times, and both of us, the further we got into it, the worse it got.
Yeah, because then we were pushing balls to the wall.
Right.
Let's fucking go.
I'm so good. Watch me go. And yeah, so I don't think it was useful at that point, but no, it makes a lot more sense to me now. I was Kevin Isaac from Utah. He had sent me a text about after listening to the podcast the other day, and was just kind of talking about how he was using it, and I hadn't heard your whole explanation until now. So it's like when we were talking about it the other night, though, I was basically getting talked into, okay, I think I like this, because I just didn't understand it. I was like, why? Just try to beat your time.
Just go faster.
Just go faster.
Have you just tried to get better? Like just be better.
Just be better.
So Sam, you've been in the sport for a very short amount of time, relatively.
Compared to I haven't even been in that long. I'm a 10-year member now. I guess.
I think this is my 9th.
Actually, I'm more like 11. But anyway,
do you have any funny stories from matches or travel or anything?
Oh yeah, I got a good one. I made the mistake of shooting an IDPA match.
I've never shot one.
Good start.
Oh, you're not missing much. Like, you're actually probably safer that you don't.
I was already pretty confident in that opinion, but I'm ready for the story.
It was my first ever one, and I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't know any of the rules, so I had a lot of questions. And then after I would ask for an explanation of the rules, I just had more questions. And then the people I was asking the questions to were supposed to know the rules. All of a sudden, they had a lot of questions, so they'd go find somebody else to ask them the questions, and then they'd argue about it for 20 minutes, and then I would just agree to not do the one thing that I had a question about because nobody seemed to know the I was like, I wasn't even really considering doing it that way. I just want to know if I could do it, and you guys don't know, but how about we just agree that we don't do it that way so that we could shoot the stage? And it was like the 3rd stage in, and after this happened, I was like, all right, my IDPA experience is complete. Like, I can die happy now. We had a wobble bridge set up because that's really tactical, and I find myself frequently out in public standing on wobbly bridges, so that's how you know it's legit. And this old guy, he was really old. Like, he had a 1911 because 2 World Wars, baby. Yeah. And he got up on this bridge, and the bridge was positioned pretty much square downrange. Like, this dude is almost directly downrange, and somehow when he went to reload his shitty 1911 that only holds 8 rounds, he somehow managed to flick the gun like over his shoulder to do the reload. And the next thing I remember, the RO is screaming for him to stop, and he can't hear because he's old, but like, we were all just looking down the barrel of this 1911.
Like, he pointed straight backwards?
Straight backwards.
Oh,
straight,
my
like
God.
at straight up range. We're all under like this little like shelter on the range. We're all standing in the shade, and he just flags like 15 people for like a couple of seconds, like to the point where people started to move out of the way because he was still trying to get the gun loaded, and the RO was just screaming at him to stop. And then finally he stops. He's like, "Did you say stop?" He's like, "Yeah." And it's like, "Why?" He's like, well, unload and show clear first, and I'll tell you. He's like, "You just muzzled everybody." He's like, "No, I didn't." He's like, "Yeah, you did." I was like, "All right, this is enough for me." That's probably the best story. So yeah, IDPA, it's good.
I just Googled because I thought their membership was like really terrible. It isn't as terrible as I thought it was. According to their website, they have more than 22,000 members, which is literally half of USPSA. It's funny though, like, we are all so into this sport, and by comparison to any other activity, literally nobody shoots practical shooting.
Right. Oh yeah, nobody cares.
No. I mean, there's 40-some thousand USPSA members. There's 22,000 IDPA shooters or members. There's no membership for 3-gun, but there's probably another 10,000 of those people who are like dedicated to that. So on the high end, we have like not even 100,000 people who are really into practical shooting. And that's compared to, say, golf. Hell, even trap shooting is just such a tiny number. It's kind of wild. But at the same time, there are sports that exist that have highly dedicated things that we haven't even heard of. And I mean, hell, curling's an Olympic sport.
Yeah.
And that's just sweeping ice for a rock, you know.
And they're very particular rocks. That's been explained to me.
Yeah.
Or like
I don't
rodeo.
mean to shit on it because I tried it once.
No.
It is actually pretty fun. And Brucey's like a hardcore curler. Like that's his winter
motherfucker.
thing. Yeah.
My buddy Bill's a curler, and we're like, motherfucker, you have not told us about a sport where we can literally drink while we're doing it?
Yeah.
How dare you?
I mean, you can drink doing our sport too. You just can't get caught.
I like you. Did we just become friends?
I'm sure it's been done before.
How about you lower your voice?
I know for a fact it's been done before.
Hey, remember we went back to that thing about policing our own? We don't do that.
Yeah. I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. I'm just saying I know it happened.
Speaking of drinking, Sam, how do you deal with the mental pressure? So, like, you've been in the sport for a couple years. You're now slightly competitive with, I don't know, one of the best handgun shooters in the United States. How the fuck do you walk up and just be like, all right, fuck it, we ball?
Actually, I like the pressure. I think it gets like my adrenaline going, and then I don't know, I'm able to like process stuff faster, or, like think more clearly with the adrenaline. So, and that's something that is very like, I've had that happen to me at locals, but also like at some majors too. If I don't feel like the pressure or like, I don't know, like the sense of like competition or something, like I won't shoot as well. And I'll try to like make myself like nervous so I can like try to get some of that back. To a point, but
yeah, you don't want to be
like,
a head case wreck
going
into a match either.
But like, yeah, no, like if I go up to a stage and like, I remember one. This was at Area 1 last year. I went up and I was on deck or I was in the hole. I don't know. It was one of the two. And like they read my name off the tablet. It was getting towards the end of the second day, and I was doing all right. And I remember like noticing, I was like, oh, like I'm getting nervous. Like my heart rate is increasing, and I remember just like looking to see what my heart rate was, and it was like 180 beats per minute, and I wasn't even the shooter yet.
Go.
Wow.
And like and then it was my turn to shoot, and I got up there, and it ended up being a stage win, and like that heart rate never lowered, and I was like, okay, I think I like the adrenaline and the pressure. I think that it helps in some ways.
I agree with you. I do better under pressure. Like when I'm nervous, I do better. I don't like it. Like I don't like being nervous. I don't like there are times, there have been a couple of matches where I couldn't wait for the match, and at the same time I'm nervous about it and I don't want to go. You know, I like the morning of the match, it's like, well, I could just skip this. You know, it's just this pressure thing. No, I wouldn't skip it. Like I traveled, I went to the thing, but like just my personality, I don't like pressure, but I excel when I'm under pressure.
Right.
You know,
Totally.
like when I played football, football was the sport where I always had it. I was a wreck until the first hit of the game. Like just butterflies. And if I would always be on kick return, but I was never on kick off. So if we had to kick off, I was always like, fuck, God damn it. Now I got to like go out for the first play and on defense. And I'm like, I hated that. You know, I wanted us to receive, not because we got the ball first, but because I'd be on kick return and then I'd be able to like shit can some dude. And it's like, let's fucking go. I didn't want to like line up on the line and have that be my first contact of the game. And shooting, the problem is I've I've done a lot of things that have made me really nervous in my life, like interviewing rock stars and famous people and stuff. And whenever I did that, I was fucking nervous. And a lot of those interviews where I was the most nervous turned out the best. They were like, for whatever reason, that adrenaline you were talking about, it turned me on. Like my brain was firing on all cylinders, and it went really, really well. The problem is I've done so many things that make me nervous in my life that it has to be huge, or I have to feel like I'm actually in contention before I get those nerves. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, I don't ever get nervous about like shooting or anything because no one's going to hit me. I don't know. Like,
okay, before your fight, how nervous were you?
there were moments where like I was walking around before, like amongst the crowd, amongst my people or whatever, and then I was like, I gotta go, and then because my brain will be like, do you know how to do this? Like, are you sure you know how to do this? Like really, do you know how to do this? And then I start doing it. And I go, oh yeah, no, I know how to fucking do this. This is fine. So what I really need to do before a USPSA match is go to like a practice bay and just like light off a fucking magazine and be like, oh yeah, no, gun go bang bang, like it's always gone bang bang, you'll be fine.
I thought you were going to say have someone go into the practice bay and try to jump you or something.
I mean, that would be so much fun. I shoot better angry, but that only happens when my gun malfunctions. And I don't know.
We hit that popper twice on the move when it wouldn't go down at Rushmore.
Oh, I shot the fuck out of that stage after that. I was really locked in.
That was another thing too. Like when I in college, God, I fucking hated my defensive coordinator in college. What a cocksucker he was. He would try to piss me off because I played better pissed off, and I hated it. I didn't like it. I was better, but I'm like, I don't enjoy being angry. And this was just like a spring ball scrimmage, but I got into a fight because this dipshit didn't know he was the tackle was an idiot. I was a D tackle. The tackle goes to the guard. He goes, "Hey, which way do we go?" He was a fucking moron, and so he points at me. So I know I have a double team going, and this idiot, he couldn't block people, so he would just grab their face mask and shove it in the air. And I was already getting pissed off, and I'm like, if this motherfucker grabs a mask and shoves it up, I'm going to throw his ass on the ground. And so sure enough, the play starts. He grabs my mask, shoves it up. I grabbed his face mask and just yanked him and threw him on the ground. And then we get in a fight and whatever. And then my coach, or the defensive coordinator, afterwards, he's like, why are you putting up with that shit? Why didn't you fucking kick his ass? And I'm like, I just threw him on the ground. What the fuck do you want me to do? Murder him? Like, is what I'm thinking. And I'm so pissed. I just fucking hate this guy. On the next play, I don't know how I did it, but I went straight through the line and tackled a running back in the backfield who ran like a 4.40, and he never had a chance. Like, I just fucking shit canned him. And I don't know what happened, but I hated life at that moment. And I didn't like it. And it was when I quit playing college football. I was just like, fuck this guy. I'm not having fun. Like, I'm not, like, an NAIA school scholarship, I was getting like $500 to $700 a year. Like, this is not worth the stress. Fuck it. And then I quit that and started doing radio, and here we are on a podcast. So,
so we've talked about how well you do, how you find the good. What do you do when you fuck up?
Do you throw magazines?
Right, we throw tantrums. How do you handle fucking up?
Nah, I don't throw tantrums. I normally just try to forget about it.
I want to.
Yeah, or sometimes I'll try to, like, if I don't know, like, immediately, like, why I messed up, I'll try to figure it out. Like, I'll go watch my video. I'll try to figure out, like, where it was, and then I'll, just tell myself not to do that again, and then try to move on and put it behind me. Or unless I did it really fast, and then I can just tell myself, oh, well, at least it was fast. Like, the speed will soak up some of the hits, and it doesn't matter.
Raw time champ.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I shot a 130-point stage in 3.5 seconds. It was fucking baller.
I mean, nobody says you have to shoot at all the targets.
Right. Well, when you have a squib that ends your gun after 3 targets, well, then there's that whole thing. But no, I am my biggest issue, like mentally at matches, and like I get pissed off and I'll have a tantrum. The only thing I'm good at when it comes to that is make it over quickly. Like, get it out, call it a day.
Just eat that gun, be done.
Not that quick, Jesus Christ. But I don't like that I get that way. I hate it. I like when I watched my video of me trying to fix the squib, I'm watching it and I'm kind of embarrassed, you know. But at the same time, it's also completely understandable. And then after I fell down later in the match, I'm just like, on the video you can hear me go, I think I'm fucking done. When the RO said, if you're finished, unload and show clear, and I go, I think I'm fucking done. But yeah,
That's fair.
but we're also like ADD emotional guys.
What Sam, are you autistic or any of that fun?
That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to take your autism test.
Oh shit, the Rads are. I meant to send you that and I totally forgot about it.
God damn it. You can't put
how long
ADHD people in charge of anything.
No.
How long does it take?
You know what? Here's what
5
we're
or
gonna
10
do.
minutes. Well-
It doesn't take that long. Like 5-10 minutes tops. I have to pee anyway, so I'm gonna send you the link. Take it. We'll pause the recording, and then we'll come back and talk about your score.
I'm making a
I
drink.
love this.
Okay.
I love this.
Yes. Quick pause. Okay, we're back from the break for the TISM test. Sam, what was your score on the Rads R?
So before I answer, what's the cutoff?
I think the number. Oh, what was it? Anything above
65 or higher is the primary
anything over
threshold.
65, you got the TISM, according to this.
I'm closer than I like. I've heard you guys talk about this before, and I was expecting, like I'm a 12, or I was like, I'm going to be like a 9. Watch for sure. My score is a 49.
Yeah, you're honestly, in the grand scheme of all our friends who have taken it, you're not that high.
You have a moderate presence of traits, included the key cutoff of 65.
Well, they're not equally weighted, so it gives you like a little breakdown.
Yeah.
For
Because
language.
some people have certain things that they're on the spectrum for more than others, according to this, which the guy on Reddit says it's complete horse shit, but whatever.
It's fun.
Oh,
It's still fun.
We'll go with let's go with complete horseshit. I like that. It said I have a language subtotal of 5, sensory motor subtotal was 1, and then circumscribed interests subtotal was 8, and then social relatedness subtotal was 35.
So socially awkward.
That's what it's telling me.
Yeah.
Right. So
Because like you scored high on that, didn't you, Jeff?
Yeah. So I don't remember what my score was. I should retake it. So the Google AI breakdown of it says social relatedness, the threshold's 31 before you start getting into the autisms. Language threshold is 4. And then sensory motor threshold is 16. So you don't have any sensory issues. You're just fucking awkward, bud.
Apparently, I don't need to spin around in rocking chairs or feel how my clothes feel, but
what was the topic whatever? What was that one? That was the one you were kind of high in too.
I think it was 8.
Oh, you weren't that high. Okay, because that would be the one that I would think, like the topic you really like it's the because I know kids with autism, like it'll be the one subject they want to talk about all the time. Like
Yes.
I just want to talk about dinosaurs all the time, or whatever their thing is. But no, you're not even close to like even the worst. Brucey, I think, has the record, doesn't he, Jeff? Wasn't he like 134?
Yeah, it was something like that. He definitely scored high. Again, it's kind of one of the funny things is we all joke about how autistic we are, but like,
I was a 16.
Right. The people who would actually score the like max score of 240 cannot physically take the test.
Well, yeah, there's that. So Bruce is close.
Close enough for government.
Yeah. I was surprised. Did we ever mention? I said that we forgot to do this with Dave Blanton too when he was on our podcast a couple weeks ago, the Humble Marksman, and I sent him the test afterwards, and he scored a 27. I thought he was going to be higher, but
he's a fucking normie.
He was just a little. He was 11 higher than me. I'm the basement so far. No one scored lower than me, of all of us. But anyway,
So that's why you're paper master.
yeah, I'm a paper master, 100%. Oh, speaking of paper master. I did the dumbest thing at a match yesterday. If you've seen my Instagram, you saw it. I was shooting the stage. It was the last stage of the day at Aaron's Trash Shooters Gun Club, which, by the way, was super fun. It's one squad. I think there were 9 of us. It's in this little north of this little teeny tiny town, like an hour and a half west of here. Had a ball, but Aaron wasn't there. You know why Aaron wasn't there? Aaron is the captain of Team Glock, by the way. He screwed up his hotel reservation for Rushmore and booked it for this weekend, not the weekend it was actually happening. And it was non-refundable. So he and his wife took their kids out to the Black Hills for the weekend and did that. But anyway, I'm shooting the stage, and I come around the corner. This video's on my Instagram. I come around the corner of the wall. There's a low target behind a barrel, and I'm gun up, ready to hose it as soon as I can get into the body A zone. And then my eyes transition to a no-shoot partial to the left around the corner of the wall. And you ever have your eyes just land in the wrong spot?
Yeah.
When you transition? Well, my eyes landed right in the A zone of the no-shoot. And I plugged one right in the A zone of the no-shoot, like a foot away from the scoring target. It was the dumbest single shot I've ever taken in a match ever. And the range was at like 8 feet. It was super close. And I did it and I actually stopped. And I was like, you can hear me on the video. I'm kind of like, what the? And then I quick switch and go bang. And it was a train wreck. I don't know why I do things like that, but at least they're colorful when I do and entertaining. But
Was it fast?
Not particularly, no, because it was just I had other issues. That was the last stage of the day that we shot, but since there was only 9 of us and we had 5 stages, afterwards, like not for score, it's not a USPSA club, it's just a hit factor match, but we were actually just reshooting that stage over and over for shits and grins, and I shot it in 17 and change, and that was not on the pace, and I ended up getting it down into the 13s. I think the best anybody shot it in was like in the mid 12s or something like that. So, it was, I really like doing that though, like leaving a stage up from a club match and then just working it over and over again, almost like your part-time thing, Sam. But we left a stage up from Great Plains and I just did it over and over again one day, trying to catch, I had a part-time, but I didn't set a part-time. My part-time was Lane's time, Lane Grease's time from the actual match. I'm trying to get it down to, I think he shot in like 16:29, and I'm trying to get it just into the 16s. And the closest I got was like mid 17. I just could not find the time. I don't know how or why. I even shot it where I just didn't care about points. I just fucking went. Like, there's going to be 2 bullets thrown at every target, 1 at all the steel, and that's it. And I still couldn't quite get it there. So, but I'm chubby and slow. That's how it goes when you're chubby and slow. When I can stand flat-footed and not run around, boy, I'm a killer on those. I won the stage yesterday doing that, where you stand flat-footed, do a bilge roll into a 7-yard target, reload.
Into some trash.
And partial, steal, partial. That's my huckleberry right there. But
Sam, what to jump completely out of nowhere, what is your most controversial opinion, USPSA related, gun world related, or just most controversial opinion? Let's cause controversy.
Oh, this is great. I mean, Andy, you said I could say whatever I wanted on the podcast.
I did.
So
Let's go.
We're about to find out if that remains true or not. So
Well,
let's
if
get
the
going.
next part gets edited out, you'll know Sam said crazy shit.
All right, so we're back.
I haven't had to do that to Jeff in a long time. I had to do it to Steven when he was shit-faced a few weeks back. But
Challenge accepted?
yeah.
All right, let's see. Okay. If I were king of USPSA, I would delete full-size poppers and delete Virginia count. Those are the and then get rid of popper calibration.
Right. Yeah,
How
okay.
could you say anything so controversial yet so true?
It's
Well, you remember you just edited out all my other stuff.
and honestly, not even that controversial. I actually emailed the board about calibration after I saw a guy on my squad get kind of hosed. His hits weren't in the calibration circle, but Jeff's were, and it happened twice. And it's just so stupid and pointless. Like, let's just delete it. Treat it like plates.
Yeah, right. Well, it's
Call
like,
it a day.
Yeah, treat it like plates. Exactly. And it was like, oh, well, if you get an edge hit. I'm like, well, edge hit scores on paper. So why can't
Yeah.
it score on steel?
Right. Yeah, we're not knocking the paper down. We just have to punch a hole in it, and that paper is
Yeah.
not very durable. Like, what is
Exactly.
it about the
I mean,
steel?
We like steel because it makes a cool noise, and sometimes it falls over, but sometimes it doesn't.
In my email to the board, I had a number of guys agree with me. A number of guys didn't respond at all because they never respond to anybody. And then Dan,
who are they?
It's pretty obvious who. Well, actually, no. I mean, some that didn't respond are just busy or they don't. Because like Frank didn't respond. I like Frank. We got along great when I was on the board, but he didn't reply. He's also pretty busy, and like he's not the reply to everything guy anyway. When I was on the board, even to like other stuff, if he felt like it needed to, then he would reply. But and my email, I didn't require a reply. I was just sending thought to board. Period. I didn't need a reply. I didn't care. Dan, the at-large, the new version of whatever the president is, he's a range master, so he's kind of defending the whole. Well, we test power because one of the founding tenets of USPSA is DVC, the accuracy, power, and speed, and in knocking over a popper is how we define power. And like nobody's shooting 40 or 45 anymore, really. We're all shooting 9mm.
I think we defined power at chrono, right?
Well, but it's another way to do that. And I was just kind of, I wrote a snarky response and then I rewrote it to not be a dick. But it was still like, we need to keep calibration because DVC, really? Like that, it's like the most weird. We do it this way because we do it this way, sort of.
Well, then you'd have to remake all the stickers.
And I even like had a thing. I even had a thing. I like sort of a concession I would have made if I were actually involved in the decision. Is like, okay, fine. We get rid of popper calibration, but in exchange for that, we have mandatory chrono at level 2 matches. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
And Billy, the A6 director, he said he would like to see chrono just go to like a random sample, like a random piss test. Like 20% of the shooters are going to get called to chrono. And that's it. We don't all have to go to this one stage that sucks, that nobody wants to do, and takes time and takes staff. And we didn't have staff at Great Plains because I didn't want to take staff away from the match to go be the referee for chrono when it's not required. So if you're running a level 2, unless you've got like shitloads of staff, like Iowa always has chrono because they always have shitloads of staff, and there's lots of clubs when they run a level 2, they have tons of local staff. It's not a problem for them. We struggle to get all the way up there. And if I had taken 2 people or 3 people away to run chrono, it would have taken away from stages. And I'd rather not do that. So anyway, yeah, delete it. Just gone. Get rid of it.
It's not like it really matters. Like even if somebody was shooting 110 power factor ammo, it's not like the difference between their 110 power factor ammo and their 127 power factor ammo was going to make a difference in the results for them anyways.
Right. Well, and it really exists because of major power factor. Like that's what it's actually for, is to make sure, yes, give me the extra points. We had a guy at Cornhusker, when he realized that there wasn't going to be chrono, he was like, "Oh, I registered as minor, change that to major." You're like, "Fuck you, dude." We know what the fuck you are doing. But
that bugs me.
Well, get rid of major power factor. Fuck you, open guns. You are not reasonable.
Leave it for open. I remember reading one of the custom gun makers wrote a thing about that. Like, look, this shit is really hard on the guns.
Yeah,
we should stop doing this.
It beats them to ever loving fuck.
At least 9 major beats the shit out of them. Like 38 super is not a problem because it's meant for that pressure. But the 9 major, it's like seriously overpressured ammo.
So Sam, what's your actual controversial opinion of the sport, or of like the gun world? What's a fun controversial opinion you'll have of the gun world?
You just got to start shit, don't you?
I'm in a silly mood.
Well, I think we don't treat USPSA like it's a sport. We definitely treat it like it's a hobby, and it's always going to be a hobby.
Let's go.
If we keep treating it like a hobby, it's never going to not be a hobby.
Sam's my favorite guest we've ever had. He just agrees with me at every stage.
Yeah, I mean, I like, it started out as a hobby, and like it seems like maybe it could be more than a hobby, but if we treat it like a hobby, it's never not going to be that.
What do you mean by hobby, though? When you say that, what do you mean?
Well, I think, like, going back to like when we were talking about like numbers, like comparing it, like I'm sure there's more people who like curling's an Olympic sport, right?
I'm Googling right now.
And okay, so curling's an Olympic sport. USPSA or IPSC is not. Clearly IPSC is better than curling. And I think the majority, if you threw a couple stages up on the TV, all right, and then you had a couple of whatever they call curling, right? If you did whatever they do, you had like 5 minutes of curling and 5 minutes of IPSC on the TV. Like, I would be willing to bet, or speed walking. I know there's so many lame Olympic sports, right? But we still call them sports, right? I would be willing to bet that the majority of people, even if you don't know dick about guns, or you don't even like guns, or you don't care about shooting, or whatever it is, like, it's more interesting to watch. Like, watching somebody rip a stage, knock down a bunch of steel, or under my new rules, you don't have to knock down the steel, you just hit the steel, right?
Just
like,
make
that's
contact
more
with
fun.
the bullet, yeah.
Yeah, right. That's more fun to watch than curling or speed walk, or pretty much anything track and field, really, let's be honest. So I think that, yeah, like that's one of like the defining things between like a hobby and a sport. Like nobody knows about it. And it on like, most people who shoot guns don't know about it. Like,
Yeah.
we have a huge market. We have millions of gun owners, and nobody knows what this is. And this is like where you find the best shooters on the planet. And all the people who have the guns, who think they're probably good shooters, have no idea that this even exists. So that's why it's a hobby, not a sport.
I just looked up. I found an article about curling. You're going to be amazed by this. I'm actually surprised. Total number of members of USA Curling. How many do you think it is?
USA Curling? We have curling in the U.S.?
Oh,
Yes. I'm on 380,000.
yeah. What'd you say?
380,000.
Okay, Sam, what do you think?
What? I was gonna say like, oh, this is really sad. If this number is higher than USPSA members, this is gonna be really, really sad. I was hoping it was gonna be like 37 people. I'm assuming it's higher than USPSA members, so let's say 80,000.
It's not. 22,000.
Oh, fuck me.
All right, let's
Now,
go. Okay,
it
that's
did say close-
still embarrassing.
Close to 100,000 people each year will do it and try it. I would venture a guess.
Where do you go
USPSA 's
try curling?
around here, you can try it. Like, there's basically, if you're in a city the size of Sioux Falls, or even smaller, I mean, they have it in Rapid City, that's half the size of Sioux Falls, but there's usually like an indoor hockey rink in those cities in this part of the country and
They'll do it on like a Sunday night.
And yeah, there'll be a curling club that there's 20 people maybe that are a part of it, and then they'll do because like when I was working at the radio station, we did a day of curling. Like the local curling club invited us out to do the thing, and it was like, okay, we can do some content with this, and it'll be kind of fun. And it was kind of fun. I haven't done it since, but if 100,000 people try curling every year, I would bet it's easily 100,000 try USPSA every year.
Yeah,
right?
we just don't have
try
the
it
retention.
just like one time.
We just don't have the retention.
Well, I mean, neither does curling apparently, but it's in the fucking Olympics.
Right. Well, part of the Olympics is, as someone who does fight sports, the Olympics is one of my least liked things on the planet because all of the contact sports have a no knockout rule, and you're like, wait a second, I'm here to win the fucking fight.
Right.
Oh no, I knocked out my opponent, I lose. What the fuck?
We get irritated because like IPSC would make for a fantastic Olympic sport. I really think that. It would be challenging to make sure there was a facility in whatever city wins the Olympic bid. Now if the Olympics are in LA, like I'm sure there's a range near LA that could handle the Olympic part of, IPSC or whatever. Some cities might not have that, but they build arenas just for the Olympics. There's those ruins. I don't mean the old ruins in Athens. I mean like when they had the Olympics there in like the 90s or 2000s, and like the arenas and shit they built in Athens are all like abandoned and shitty. But the fact that, okay, guns are a controlled item and rocks and brooms are not, is absolutely a factor in it becoming an Olympic sport. It's just more complicated.
Right, but it is an international sport.
It is an international sport, so there's no reason it couldn't be an Olympic sport. And that's the whole reason the IPSC targets exist, was to take the humanoid part of it away. We just, in America, we want to shoot head boxes.
We want to shoot brown things that have head boxes.
Yes.
That
and
is.
you get penalized if you shoot the white ones.
We can shoot the black ones as much as you want.
That was one of the,
doesn't matter. Yeah.
That was one of the dumbest fucking rulings they ever made. Was that you can't just shoot the white side of the target as the scoring side and the brown side as the no shoot.
Right.
Like,
I'd rather shoot the white side of the target. You can see your hits on it much easier.
Or would that be worse because you can see the hits more easily?
Well,
I mean,
Would you be drawn
depends.
to it? Well, I mean, when you plug a no shoot, you're like, fuck.
it is extremely distinctive, so it would, help you track the targets on, especially the very dirt bays of some ranges. But no, I do agree that the Olympic Committee is probably not doing it because of the controversialness of firearms. But we also have to acknowledge that the rest of the world, firearms are not as controversial as people think they are. It's just that only rich people can have them.
Right.
And so IPSC as a sport, I think, has like 400,000 competitors and only 34,000 of them are Americans. It's because in every other country, to get the cool guns, you have to shoot IPSC. And so they just all shoot IPSC. And so you can do the things, but...
So they don't actually participate in the sport. They just join so they can get cool guns?
There's a certain level of it. Like, I remember reading one guy, he's like, yeah, you must compete 4 times a year to like keep the license in his country.
Okay.
And so ranges will are like, we have a match that you can show up to and get your thing once a week. And so you do that 4 times and you're fucking good for the rest of the year. But you also don't want the Olympic Committee to be involved in anything. Because again, going back to fighting, every fight sport has been dumbed down to the point of absurdity that it's not even the original act. I mean, biathlon used to have to be done with your country's service rifle.
Yeah.
And now it must be done with a 22. Part of that's just the ease of, the targets and the system, yada, yada, yada. But they dumb it down to the point of not being fun. So imagine they're like, oh, we're going to do IPSC, but it's going to be airsoft pistols. Or
Oh God, that would be the worst if they adopted it, but it's airsoft. Oh,
Right.
fuck me.
Right, because in my sport, everyone's like, "Oh, Olympic Muay Thai. We want Olympic Muay Thai." And you're like, "A, Muay Thai is technically comes from one country, so it'd be kind of stupid to make it an Olympic sport." B, they would make us wear chest protectors and all the padding, and like it would not be two dudes in short shorts and gloves. It would be padded up, basically Michelin men trying to score points on each other, and knockouts would be a disqualification. That's not the sport we do.
And the whole, guns kill people. Well, so do swords. And you know what? There's still fencing in the Olympics and has been ever since 1896. So,
Yep. One of the OGs.
Games with weapons is fun.
They are.
If you're not a bitch.
Sam, before, because we're getting a little drunk and a little down some rabbit holes.
Yeah,
here.
by the way, how many beers have you had, Sam?
Only 2.
Oh.
Next
You
time I have
gotta
on,
pair it with whiskey or a good bourbon.
right?
Oh, there you go.
A
Then you
fireball
can-
shot per beer.
Or get pre-mixed drinks at a liquor store and accidentally buy the 34% like Steven did. That's a great way to have a fantastic show.
I mean, next time we have you on, we'll teach you true Midwestern drinking. Because you're
When you're born
cool,
in a cornfield.
you're cool as shit, and they're like, hell yeah, drinking a match, and then you're like, I have had 2 beers tonight. But we have a couple questions from Team Glock. Those
We
fucking
do.
dipshits.
Oh God, I'm so glad you reminded me. You listen to the podcast, Sam. You've heard of Team Glock at this point?
Vaguely. I don't know if I fully know what it is, though.
No, I'm sure you don't.
You
So,
shouldn't.
you shouldn't. No, but there are these I think 4 guys from around my town who, I mean, it's super funny. They call themselves Team Glock, and they made like Sharpie jerseys for Cornhusker. It was hilarious. But
Do they all shoot the Ruger like RXM?
oh
or
God,
the
no! They all
PSA
shoot Glocks.
daggers?
They all shoot Glocks.
It'd be funnier if they shot Timu Glocks, though.
That's true.
Oh yeah,
If
you
they're
fucking
shooting
scrubs.
RXMs.
Be the actual Team Who's. Yeah, I want Rugers and Palmetto State and all those fucking
daggers
shit.
and whatever the dumb what's the one that never mind, there's a million of them. So because I actually sent a message, they won't let me on Team Glock even though I've been shooting a Glock most of the year, but they let me into the group chat. So I said, hey, we're talking to Sam. And when I talked to Aaron Schnorr, he got really excited when I told him we were having you on the podcast. So one of the questions those guys asked was, why aren't you shooting open major with a 24C?
Ooh. 24C's the...
One of these guys actually owns a 24C, a compensated Glock 24.
That's a 40 cal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it like a Glock 34 length, but it's
No, it's
compensated and
17L.
shoots- Oh.
It's the super long, like the 6-inch.
I think those things go for like $1,500 on Gun
They're
Broker,
rare.
aren't they?
The 24C is very rare. Yeah.
I'm
you'll
trying
pay
to
for it.
remember. I shot a one of those Glock matches, the GSSF matches, and they have like a cult following, you know, and like there are these guys that go around in the trailers and they just travel around the country shooting these matches. And one of them had, I'm trying to remember what it was, but it was a 40 cal gun, and it was compensated from the factory. I don't think it was that long though. Did they make a 34 length compensated 40 cal gun?
I think those have all been custom guns, but the Gen 4, the Gen 3 and 4 34s had that port in the slide, you know, towards the end. I think I don't know why that was there. I'm guessing it was if you could port the barrel if you wanted. I don't know if they ever made any C models, but I'm sure there were people who ported those barrels. But yeah, no, I don't know.
I'm trying to remember. One of these guys had that gun, and I was about to leave, and he was like, "Hey, do you want to shoot? Do you want to shoot the another division? Just shoot the match again?" And I was like, "What do you have?" And he's like, "It's this gun." And I forget what it was, but it was a long slide 40 cal gun that was compensated from the factory, and he had like, you know, like low power factor ammo that he had loaded for it. And I was like, "Sure."
Yeah.
So I went through and shot, and it was a ton of fun.
Aaron has a fantastic mustache. His mustache I think it's better than Owen's. It's one of the better mustaches in USPSA.
Ooh, let's have them fight. I'm here for
Yeah,
that.
no, for sure.
A small knife fight.
And Aaron looks a lot like did you ever see the movie Super Troopers?
Okay.
He looks like one of the dudes in Super Troopers, like the shorter guy who gets shot in the nut cup with a pistol when they're at the range.
Mac, yeah.
Mac, yeah. He looks a lot like Mac.
There's like 3 of them that have mustaches, though, right?
In the movie, they all have mustaches. But the other 2 are not finished with puberty. They can't grow mustaches on the Temu Team Glock. But one of the question Aaron had was, how much do you attribute your success to having a mustache?
100% for sure.
It's where all the speed comes from. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
One of their other questions, which I think is completely reasonable, why do you stick with Glock? They're so shit. Why do you keep doing that?
That wasn't their question because they all shoot Glocks.
I know. That's why I changed it. That's why I changed it.
Yeah.
That's totally reasonable. I ask myself that all the time.
Have you held a Shadow 2?
Yeah, I borrowed a Shadow 2. I shot a match with one. I thought it was nice. When I switch from Glock, I'll just shoot a 2011 because I think they're better.
Boo this man. We were friends and now we are enemies.
Oh.
I haven't shot a TS. Oh no, I have shot a TS2.
They're fine.
So I've shot Glocks like since I began shooting pistols. So I can always like go back to a Glock and I'm perfectly comfortable. I messed with Shadow 2s a lot this year and I just wasn't vibing with it. I just couldn't get it to go. The TAC Sport though, I also have history with. That gun I completely vibe with. I can shoot it and it's going to go well for me. The Shadow 2, it's like, yeah, it's objectively a little better than a Glock. A little. But it's not a lot better than a Glock. It's easier for me to stop the gun on targets with a Glock than it is with a Shadow 2. Because I'm not trying to stop a unbalanced 3-pound boat anchor, from target to target. But anyway, what do you... So there's a big long conversation before I drop this little tidbit that we were recording with you right now. What do you do to your Glocks?
Oh, that's a good question. First things is grip tape or silicone carbide. Just because I think they're slippery. So, put some grip tape on. I do, for the 34s, I do a 13-pound recoil spring. And let's see, for optics right now, I'm doing the Vortex, the Defender XLs with the Arise Manufacturing optics plate.
How many of them do you have? Do you have like 3 per gun?
3 per what?
Per gun?
3 optics per gun?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
because like 2 are in the shop and one's on the gun.
I haven't had any. Knock on wood. I haven't had any go down on me.
Oh, okay, good for you. Because some people locally, it was the early ones though. It sounds like they've sort of ironed out the problems because the guys that got one right away around me all had to send them back. Like they were having issues with the early ones, but
interesting. I don't know. I think I have 4 of them, and they've all been fine.
And they're all on a gun. None of them are in a box.
Yeah, they're all on a gun.
Oh, that's good.
I do a 4.5 pound striker spring.
Ooh, spicy.
And then stock trigger bar, stock connector, and then I have a trigger shoe that I did a collaboration with a company called the Gun Company, and yeah, so it's that trigger shoe. That's it.
So really, no connector? You just leave the dot connector?
I messed around with it. I've tried a bunch of different connectors, like the Apex ones, a couple of the Ghost connectors. And I think like they all like make a change. The only problem is like none of them are like really consistent. So like all my Glocks, the triggers all feel a little bit different, which I don't really like.
That's all Glocks though. Like
yeah,
that's all guns.
I used to like a rolling brake, and then I decided I didn't. So now I have like kind of a more defined wall. I don't really care that much, like what it feels like, because I think I pretty much pull the trigger the same regardless if it's the triggers.
When you're shooting a
if it's-
stage, you don't notice anyway.
Yeah, or even in practice, like if it's a rolling brake, if there's a wall, if it's a little bit heavier, it's a little grittier, like whatever. I'm just still gonna kind of pull the trigger a little bit harder than I need to, and the gun's gonna go bang, and we'll move on.
The only time I really notice the trigger is if I'm just like shooting groups, like checking my dot, or just like every once in a while I'll just shoot groups to make sure like, hey, I can still hit things. My gun's still accurate. I that's interesting you mentioned the recoil spring. I used to be like Mr. Light recoil spring in a Glock, and I've gone back to factory weight. Like a 17 pound in my 34. Like actually my 34, I just have the factory guide rod in it. I don't even have a steel guide rod in it. And it's the factory thing. And the reason I did that was because my buddy Vince, Stonebridge Gunworks Vince, was saying how, look, the Glocks are so accurate as long as you leave that lock time that it gets from the heavier spring, you're going to shoot more accurately no matter what ammo you put in it. And when I had a light recoil spring in it, I had a 13. The only ammo that I could shoot like really good groups at 25 yards was gold dots. My reloads were kind of minute of head box maybe. And then when I threw the factory guide rod back in it, all of a sudden my shitty reloads tightened up and I could cover them with a fist at 25 yards.
I've tried. So I'd heard that, and so I tried. I just did like a side-by-side comparison. Like I would, use a 13-pound spring, and then I had a 15-pound spring, and then I'd go back to the stock. And I didn't know, I couldn't get any difference in.
Well, if you don't have a
group
difference,
size.
then screw it. Then go with a lighter one. Because if I could get away with a lighter one and get the same accuracy, I would. Because it is
That's
nicer to
interesting,
shoot
though.
for sure.
Yeah, because I started reloading recently, and it was a pain in the ass to get a load that would group for me. And like, so even just shooting like just Blazer 115 or 124, I at like 20 yards, I'd maybe have like a 3-inch group, maybe 3.5-inch group. The best grouping ammo that I could get through it is Blazer aluminum. I don't know why, but Blazer aluminum groups twice as good as Blazer brass for me. I've done it a bunch of different times through all my different Glocks. I don't know why, but Blazer aluminum.
Do you bring
groups
that
better.
to majors?
No. I reload, so now I'm shooting my own ammo. But like I was always trying to like replicate the accuracy I could get from Blazer aluminum, and I never could quite do it. But halfway through that, I was wondering. I was like, all right, I'm going to put the factory recoil spring back in and see if that makes a difference. And it didn't, and it's still the Blazer aluminum shoots really, really good, even with the 13-pound spring. So I don't know.
If you're getting away with it, good for you. I wish I could get away with it, but as soon as I threw that factory guide rod back in, the gun just tightened up. It was so much better. And
Interesting.
and according to Vince, like whenever he machines a Glock slide, he doesn't have to like dick with it to make sure it's straight. They're starting with the Gen 5s. They're machined so well that like you just run the program on it and it's going to be fine. There's not any truing that he has to do on it. Whereas other guns, then he'll have to like make sure, okay, here's the actual straight line and whatever. But no, I wonder what Vince would score on the test, on the TISM test.
God, if he doesn't max it out, then the test isn't real.
It's got to be close to 180. Gotta be. He hasn't gotten to shoot much. He's got bum wheels this year, but
so Sam, we've been going for a while now.
yeah.
I'll throw,
Jesus, we have gone for a while. Holy shit!
I'll throw a question at you. Is there any question that you want to answer but no one's asked you so far?
Ooh.
Oh, interesting. I feel like if you had asked me this before we did this, I could have thought of something really funny.
I will try to add this to my pre-show send out list that I will 100% forget to tell Andy to send you.
Sam, I'm going to send you something to say.
Oh, there you go.
We're doing it live.
I did think of a question that I told myself I couldn't forget to ask you guys.
Ooh.
Ooh. No one ever asked us a question.
Because purple-headed yogurt slinger. I'm so confused right now.
Great start.
That was the thing I sent him to say.
Okay, now I have more questions
than answers. So pull your pants down. Let's start there.
Because Jeff's naked right now.
Do you have a significant other?
I do.
Okay, so pull your pants down and then yell really loud for them to walk in. Things are going to be hilarious.
I've never been more glad that my wife is not home right now.
So we need some Nutella, and you're gonna have to get real cool about a lot of shit really quick.
By the way, have you thought of a question that no one has asked you? Well, wait. You said you had a question for us.
No, yeah, I have a question. So you guys both have 10 mils, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
You have, what are they, Glocks, M&Ps, both?
I have an M&P. He has a Glock.
Do you guys have dots on them?
Yes.
No.
Okay, Andy, you have a dot on yours, though?
Yes.
Has it broken yet?
No.
How much have you shot it?
It probably has a total of, after I shot the night match with it, it probably doubled the round count, so it's up to like 200, 250 so far. So not a ton, but it's a Hollow Sun 407C, like the regular 407. Mm-hmm. It's only got 200 rounds, 250 rounds on it, but it has held zero. It hasn't had a problem yet. And some of that 10 millimeter was spicy, like the ammo I brought with me hunting, and I shot it a fair bit before I actually ended up having to dispatch a deer that I spined when I was hunting a couple years ago. It was, that ammo was like 1310 feet per second with a 165 grain gold dot. So it was spicy. Most of the ammo was spicy.
Why are you asking the question?
Yeah.
Oh, I have a Glock 20 that I've been wanting to like get milled and put a dot on there, but everyone says like, oh, like, you know, they just destroy dots, and I don't even really care because like I don't shoot the gun that much.
I think you'll be fine just because you're not going to run it like a USPSA gun. So
right, like I haven't shot that gun in like
put a fucking
year
dot
and a
on
half.
it. Like it'll be fine.
Yeah, but I can't find a retention holster that works for it. Like normally what I do is I carry it, so it has a light on it, and I just carry it in the woods. That's it.
Yep.
And I carry it in a Safariland level 2 holster.
Yep.
That like mounts on onto my backpack, like onto the waist, whatever you call that thing, the strap.
Oh yeah, the waist belt on the pack.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can't seem to find a retention holster that will fit one with an optic.
Yeah, the Safariland has not made one because not enough cops have wanted one. I got one from Dara Holsters.
Oh, okay.
And it's been good.
Okay.
I don't love the thumb brake. That's the only thing I don't like about it. The thumb brake is a little low, and you have to. It's like all the thumb brake and then grip the gun. You know, you kind of have to focus on the thumb brake when you do it. It's not like a Safariland where you just have to like have your thumb on the brake and it'll go. But it holds the gun in, and if you're walking around in the woods, the main thing is keep gun in holster when walking around in the woods. Mm-hmm. It does a fantastic job of that. Is it ideal for a fast draw? No, but it does come with a good hood. It's just a hood retention, but it does the job, and mine's light bearing as well. And they offer this weird sort of machined sort of diamond shaped thing to make it adapt to. Well, for me, I was putting on a QLS, so it would go on my belt that I can switch holsters out, like the duty belt that I have. That I usually that's what I have on when I'm hunting. At least after I get an animal down, I'll have that on me, and that little adapter thingy works great, and I've had good luck with it. Granted, I've only had it out hunting and walking around in the woods probably a grand total of 5-6 days, but like all day, 5-6 days. Didn't have any problems with it, so it did its job. And when I needed to dispatch that deer, like I set my rifle down and ran the 70 yards over, and gun came out of holster, and I didn't shoot it in the head. It was a doe. It was the last day I could hunt, so I wanted to go home with meat. So if I saw a doe, it was going to die, and arms got tired waiting for there to not be another deer behind it, and so I spined it, ran up. I shot it through the chest because I wanted to see what the gold dot at 1,300 feet per second at a range of 3 feet would do. Boy, that evaporated some lungs. Holy shit. Did
it go all the way through?
He's just out here shooting corpses for fun.
It was still alive.
Oh, fuck.
Like it was breathing. Like it was, like I spined it. It was paralyzed from where I hit it.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So the front
Sorry,
legs
non-hunter.
The front legs were working. The back legs were not working. And
what a
I felt terrible. Like I fucked up the shot. Like it was bad. I was very unhappy with myself. So I ran up as fast as I could with the pistol and shot it through the chest. And then within 20 seconds, it was dead. So, but when I gutted it, holy shit, those lungs were just. It looked like a couple of pop balloons. It was holy shit. Gold dots at that speeder. I don't want to get shot by a gold dot.
Have you ever seen Me, Myself, and Irene?
Oh, not in a long time.
Oh, it's a classic. But that just made me think of, there's a scene where he finds a cow in the middle of the road and he like shoots it to put out his misery and then shoots it like 9 more times because it just won't die. And then later in the movie, they're like, yeah, he shot this prize cow like 9 times. What the fuck's wrong with it?
Like shooting an elk, though. If you don't get it in the right spot, those things are fucking tough. Like, they don't want to die. Sam, this was a hoot. I would love to have you on again sometime. This was a ball. Really enjoyed having you on. What's your next match coming up? You're shooting nationals, I assume.
Yeah, next one's Factory Gun Nats.
You might run into Jeff out there.
I just booked my hotel or my plane ticket. Hopefully my hotel's worked out because the lane is in charge, which is dangerous.
Oh,
he might DQ. It's tradition that if Lane travels
more than any GM ever, hasn't he?
Right. Well, he also DQ'd like 7 times in his first 10 matches because he was a tactard doing tactard shit.
Oh, yeah.
But it's kind of tradition that if he travels with me, he DQs. So we went down to Dragon's Cup, he DQ'd. I drove him to Area 3, he DQ'd. Makes the drive home really fucking awkward.
Well, again, Sam, this was a blast. Good luck at Nats this year. Really enjoyed having you on. Thanks for being on, man.
Absolutely. Anytime you want to send me this fancy microphone, we can do this again.
Oh, hell yeah. He is Jeff King. I'm Andy Erickson. This is Not Another Shooting Show.